Um, it's Friday, May the 3rd, and I'm doing okay, I guess. Holding by. I'm gonna do a more serious topic today. I'm gonna do a topic I didn't really know how to bring up because of like members of the Peanut Gallery on YouTube. Um, I'm gonna bring up a subject that's pretty personal to me, and how I live my life. It's on mental illness and how to live with it. Um, I think, people with mental illness, they can live life just like people without mental illness or light mental illness. I think, you know, with right kind of medication and therapy, they're just as normal as people with light mental illness or people without mental illness. There is a lot of stigma around mental illness, and a lot of people assume mentally ill people are this way or that way, and some people with mental illnesses are like that, but not all. We're people, and we have feelings, and we're not all crazy. We're just people that want to get by and want to be loved and want to be respected and want to have a normal life. If we're on the right medication, we're normal, productive members of society that just want to live life. And I think people with mental illness have a lot of good points, and are talented in many areas, different areas. It's so interesting to see how many famous people, or people that have helped out in history or were big parts of history, have mental illness. It's pretty interesting to see how many rock stars, politicians, actresses and actors, writers, songwriters, mathematicians, let's go on, have mental illness. It's not a death sentence, it's just something you have to live with, and you have to take medicine for, and have a therapy regiment. It's varies for different people what works. It's also not something to be ashamed of, nothing to like to be to give up your hopes and dreams about. Just because you're diagnosed with a mental illness, keep your dreams and keep your hopes. You can do so much. Even though you might be schizophrenic or have bipolar or might have ADHD or post traumatic stress disorder, whatever your diagnosis is, doesn't mean you need to give up on your dreams and your hopes. A lot of people do, and it's sad. You just gotta find a medication that works for you and a therapy regimen that works for you, and find a hobby and find a cause and find a place where similar people like mental illness, mentally ill, like Shama, um, place for mentally ill people, adults, to um, get better and become friends. That's what I do when I go to Shama. I am around mentally ill adults that are functional, and they're my family. Also, don't feel bad for yourself. Don't. I did that and it didn't work. You can't feel bad for yourself. It could be worse, no matter what situation you are in. And also, the world doesn't need to know. Like, if you're bipolar, you don't need to tell your friends unless they're going to be like a serious relationship or marriage. You don't need to tell everybody that you're bipolar or schizophrenic. I mean, if it's going to be serious, like you're going to work for them for a long time, or you're going to be serious with them, maybe they might need to know, but maybe that can be later on the process. And if they don't like you because of your mental illness, that's on them. People don't will discriminate against you, and it's their problem. Because if you know you are a normal person who takes their medicine, and just because you're mentally ill doesn't mean you're crazy, and they're not going to take the time to get to know you as a person, just your label, then they're not worth the time either. So, people do judge, and it hurts, but it's part of life. If you have a friend or family member that has mental illness, just support them and realize if they're trying to get better, that things might be hard, but if they choose to get better, and this is kind of hard to say, choose to get better and are doing better, and all of a sudden they go back into their old ways, doesn't mean they're going to stay there. All you need to do is love and support them. But if they're getting to the point where they're abusive, you can don't tolerate abusiveness from anyone, even if they're mentally ill, but try to support the person with mental illness and realize that sometimes it's not them who is acting that way or talking to you or treating you that way. It's their mental illness, and they're trying to get on the right meds. It might seem hard, but just be there to support them. But then again, if they're starting to get to the point where they are very abusive, or they don't want to go on with their treatment with mental illness, like say they're not taking their medicine, or they're doing drugs or drinking, then it's okay to say, you know what, you're not wanting to get better, you're doing this, you're abusing me, I think we need to part ways. Then you can part ways. But if they're doing their best to stay off of drugs and alcohol, taking their meds, doing therapy and stuff like that, just support them. And it's hard, but they're still the same person inside before they got the mental illness. And there's a lot of cool people out there with mental illness. You might not know it. They might not tell you. I don't know my diagnosis properly. I was diagnosed properly with schizoaffective disorder. And I do have, I think I have post-traumatic stress disorder because of past abuse, but I just see myself as the schizoaffective as a label. I've been through a lot as a young woman, and my childhood wasn't all cupcakes and kittens, but right now I am trying to do my best to become me, the person I am today, and I'm trying to survive and deal with my mental illness. I'm not going to let it hold me back, and I want to help others with mental illness and people that are struggling with it more, or have more severe problems than I do. I want to be out there to help people. I want to let people know that, don't give up on your hopes and dreams because you were diagnosed with a mental illness. I wouldn't make this video if I knew it wouldn't help people. Yeah, I mean, people can think I'm crazy all the time, all they want, but if I reach out and help that one person that's sitting around um, depressed or having problems with schizophrenia or bipolar, um, um, and I want them to know they're not alone, or if they're having problems with drugs and or overeating because of their mental illness, I'm here. Um, or if the teenager's dealing with eating disorders or cutting herself, people don't like to talk about it, but there are a lot of young men and young women that have this problem, and it's not addressed because somebody's afraid to talk about it, and they're not willing to like say, I had this problem too, because they're too ashamed. And that is sad because your story could help out a lot of people, and the more people stay in the closet, the more it becomes an issue. Can't stay quiet about it. People are not perfect, and people have bad pasts. And yeah, when I was younger, I did cut myself. I don't do it anymore. I've been cut free for a couple of years now. Um, and I may have not had a drug addiction like to or an alcohol problem, but I supported people who had that problem. I support have supported people with eating disorders, and um, I just here to support people like who are just recently getting diagnosed or in the middle of medical treatment and getting their medicines sorted out. I'm here for the young people who are having depression and are feeling suicidal and cutting themselves, and just realize that I've been there, and that was my teenage years, that I was really depressed and I didn't like life, and I really just wasn't really happy. And now here I am at 25. My life isn't perfect, but it's getting better, and I hope I can make an influence on people's lives. I hope someday I can just be a counselor and help people with mental illness. So this is my video on mental illness. You can leave comments, and like I said, I'm not going to take crap from the peanut gallery. This is a serious topic, so if you're going to be childish, yeah. But this is for people who need it. There are a lot of people that do. Okay, bye.